Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mongoolie Show. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the weekly blog as well as the Vengeful Spirit event that did just start today. But remember, just because these events are complicated doesn't mean you need to be confused. Let's get into it. All right, so as discussed, we're going to be taking a look at the Vengeful Spirits event. This is an event that just started today on Friday, and it's going to run for 4 days. What you're going to be needing to do in this event is raid battles, specifically with the new Bifrost members, Beta Ray Bill, Sylvie, and Teen Loki. The higher up you have these characters, the more points you're going to get with them, and the easier the event will be for you. I'm going to only calculate this event as if you've only got the characters unlocked, and if you have them better than that, the event will just be that much easier. So with them, if you've got all 3 of them, which you should have, that's going to be 3,600 points in total from them, as well as you're going to need to do 40 raid battles over the course of 4 days in order to get the 28,000 points required from that. The total you're going to have from that will be just a little bit over 31,000 points. That's not enough to really get you where you need to go, so you will need to do some Vindicator orb fragments, and at first look, that's going to be hard to do, but they're actually not that bad. There is a secondary event happening right now in the web milestones where you can spend power cores. It is asking you to spend 600 if you want to max out the event and get 5,000 every single day. I'm going to say you can do this with only 300. Obviously, if you want to get lower and get as many of that augmented gear as you possibly can, spend more of the power cores if you've got them. Other than that, 300 is a pretty reasonable amount for this event and will get you more than where you need to go to get the month-long item, sorry. We're looking at, with the trophy necklace and all the cat's head amulets, a grand total of 126,000 points towards the month-long event. Now, I didn't go over the month-long event last week, but it is worth noticing that it is 900,000 this month instead of the 800,000 that it has been recently. So you are going to want to get all of the points available to you to try and hit the bottom of that milestone. There are also some cat head amulet points available below where the trophy necklace is or where the month-long item is. So you will have to go further than that just to make sure that you do get as many points as you possibly can. This will be milestone 13 with 70,000 points, but if you actually do everything that I'm saying you should do, you can actually get to milestone 14 at 80,000 points so that you get those 10 extra Ronin shards. Obviously, you can spend more power cores if you want to go down even further than that, but this is a pretty easy milestone for most people to hit free to play. So you're going to get the Vindicator orb fragments from doing campaign missions specifically, as well as getting some stuff from the web store every single day and the milestones from the web store every single day. You get about 1,100 campaign energy every single day, and it's paying out if you're doing the hard nodes at a rate of 6.6 to 1, which is incredibly good. If you spend all 1,100 on the hard nodes, that's going to be 7,260 points every single day. It's a 4-day event. That's 29,040 points over the course of the week, over the course of the 4 days. You can also spend 200 power cores to refresh those, giving you an extra 3,960 points, as well as putting those 200 power cores towards the web event, which will in fact give you another 1,000 Vindicator orb shards every single day. If we jump to the web store, we can see that the free claim Friday event is 2,000 Vindicator orbs, as well as there's going to be a daily gift of 500 Vindicator shards, every single day. So assuming that'll last for the entire 4 days, that's another 2,000 points. That's 4,000 points for absolutely free just for checking in on the website a couple of times, and that's really good. As far as the spending campaign event goes, you can see that for only spending 200, that's going to get you 1,000 Vindicator orb fragments. If you spend one more than that, that's another 1,000. That doubles your return, which is pretty good for only an extra 100 points. If you've got it available to spend, I would definitely recommend doing this. It'll get you it'll make it a lot easier to get where you need to go to get this done. Now, as I said, obviously, if you've got Beta Ray Bill, Sylvie, or Teen Loki at gear tier 16, 17, or 18, that's only going to make your life that much easier. I didn't do the math breakdown on those because most of us free-to-play players don't have them up that high, and I don't actually recommend taking them up super high. They're not really necessary in order to beat the Mystic campaigns in the raid. So you don't need to take this team super, super high. I don't know that I recommend it. I'm pretty sure I even saw Valley say that he doesn't really recommend it at this point. So if you've already got them at 16, 17, or 18, fantastic. Don't rush out and build them just for this event. If you've got them, it's a bonus. If you put all those numbers together, you get 28,000 points from the raid, 3,600 points from having the characters just unlocked at all, 29,000 points from your campaign every single day, 15,000 points from spending that extra 200 cores every single day, 2,000 points from the web store for 4 days, 2,000 points from the free gift, and 8,000 points if you actually do spend 300 power cores every single day for the web milestone event. All of that brought up is going to be 88,000 points, which is actually more than you need to hit this goal. So if you want to push a little bit harder, spend a few more power cores, you can get to that next level gear tier, or sorry, milestone 15 for 93,400. Or you can slack off a little bit, not spend all those extra power cores, and just get the 80,000 and be happy. I do think you do want the Ronin shards. It is nice to get as much of them as you can. And you are going to be getting some Tiger shards, which is really nice. You will notice that for the month-long event, you're not getting that many Tiger shards, but it's also because they're spreading them out throughout the events that you can earn throughout the course of the month. I don't know how I feel about that yet. I actually kind of think that the month-long event looks, the month-long chart looks pretty bare, but it is kind of nice that you can trickle it in and you can earn it over time. So it kind of goes both ways. Now, as far as this week's actual web blog goes, it's going to be talking about how you can get Darkhawk as soon as possible if you're willing to spend the power cores required. It's going to cost 674 power cores, as it always does, where you have a chance to get 180 power cores. But if you're like me, you're more likely to get 2. So I don't usually spend for these kind of events. That's going to be available as of October 12th, and you can check for hitting the red star orbs at the same time. Free Claim Friday today is actually pretty good, giving you 2,000 Vindicator orb fragments, which you're going to require for that event that I was just talking about. So definitely want to go check that out. The Spectral Emporium campaign is an event that's going to start on Tuesday, October the 10th. It's going to last for 6 days, and it's going to require you to spend ebony treats in the store. The store is not available yet, so we don't know exactly how much things are going to cost, but we can assume based off of last month's store what it'll look like. I'm sure we won't get 160,000 things for free this time around, but we can hope. It would be nice. Ebony treats are going to be available through campaign nodes. We don't know exactly what the breakdown is going to be for how many you're going to get per, but I'll let you know on Tuesday when this event actually goes live. The event itself is looking pretty lackluster. The shards are for Rescue and Kestrel, and while those are important members of the Pegasus team, most of us probably already have them at 7 stars, meaning these Rescue and Kestrel shards are basically useless unless you're fairly new. If you are fairly new, the Kestrel shards are amazing though, because she's a phenomenal character and her stock is just sticking around much longer than people thought that it would. She was kind of falling off for a little bit there, but her rework has really put her back on top again. As far as the Cat's Head Amulet and the Chaos Claws, I believe the Chaos Claws are only worth 30,000 points, meaning this entire event is only worth about 53,000 points towards the month-long event, which is disappointing. There is a lot of augmented gear available, which is really nice, but unfortunately, without knowing how many ebony treats we're going to get per campaign node, it's really hard to do the math on this. We'll come back Tuesday and take a better look at it. I do want to touch on the leaderboards, which I don't normally do. I kind of ignore the leaderboards usually, but I actually like this. It looks like they're breaking the leaderboards down based on the level of your commander. Now, most of us are in the 95 range, right? So a lot of us are going to be stuck into this one with all the whales and the krakens and the people who are going to be doing way better than we are. But for the newer players, there's actually 2 other categories, whether you're 50 to 69 or 70 to 84, where you could actually do pretty well on this without having to worry about fighting all the big boys. Now, obviously, the bigger characters or the bigger players tend to have multiple accounts, unfortunately, so you might run into one of theirs, but so be it. If you are able to compete in one of these and do fairly well, you can actually get a pretty decent amount of dark promotional credits for the level that you'll be at. Again, I'm not going to say necessarily go out and spend money and try and do incredibly well on it, but it is kind of cool that they're breaking this down into 3 different levels. I've never seen them do that before. And if this works out well for people, fantastic. Kudos to you. The Pharaoh Festival is a web milestone where you're going to play raid battles in order to earn ebony treats and not much more. You only have to do 7 raid battles in a day, which is insanely easy. So this is just a free thing. All you need to do is make sure that you go to the web store and collect it. You're going to be doing this anyways. Next Friday's Rumble Blitz is going to be the Dark Hunters, which is a team that I completely ignored. So I don't know what level they're at, but I'm sure they don't all have 7 stars yet. I just don't care about this team whatsoever. And it's Rumble Blitz, so you'll get it done in like 10 minutes no matter what the team is. As far as the Alliance War rewards go, you're going to get up to twice as much gold as you were getting before, and the top payout is now 20 million gold. That's incredible, and it comes at a good time when everybody's complaining about the gold bottleneck happening right now. Giving us more in war, which we're all doing and competing in anyways, is actually pretty nice. It's not enough for me to care about war, but because I have to compete in war to be in an alliance anyways, I might as well get paid for it. And the Battle Pass is going to get some visual upgrades. I don't really care that much, but I guess if you are considering the battle pass, this is just a way for them to show you all the stuff that you'll get right away if you buy the battle pass. So if you buy the battle pass at level, say 50, it'll show you all, like level 1 through 50, all the stuff that you're going to get, so that you can kind of incentivize you to be like, oh, that actually is kind of worth it, or no, I don't really need this, I'm going to pass. It's a quality of life thing. It's not bad, but it's not worth spending a whole lot of time on. All right, and that's it for this week. I'll come back on Tuesday with a bigger breakdown of that video once we actually know what that event is going to look like. But for now, as I said, this is going to be a bit of a shorter video. Hope you enjoyed it. I did this all live for the first time on Twitch, so I don't know, come hang out with me on Twitch if you want to see me do this stuff and see how the sausage is made. If not, totally fine. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like, and if you're feeling generous, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna try and hit 500 subscribers by the end of the year, and if you can help me out with that goal, I'd greatly appreciate it. As for now, have a good night, everybody, and good luck to you.